Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back here to the launch pad. We are back for what looks like another launch attempt of TV-D1 from the first launch pad at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in India. We just wrapped up our live coverage after an abort was called due to an ignition failure on the first stage at T-minus 5 seconds. But the ISRO has just released a statement saying reason for the launch hold is identified and corrected, and the launch is now planned for 10 a.m. IST or 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 16 minutes from now. We have had confirmation via social media of video of the launch countdown resuming in mission control, and it looks like they are going for another attempt here. It is unconfirmed if we will have live views for the launch, as there is no live broadcast that has resumed, but it does look like they are going for another attempt here today. So we've jumped on, said we are going to be live as fast as possible, but we are here and we are awaiting updates, as apparently the launch countdown has been resumed. The launch hold has been identified and corrected, and they are now planning liftoff at 10 a.m. IST or 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, or 15 minutes from now. If it's your first time here, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us as we go through today's count. I know many people had wrapped up for the evening thinking we were done, but they're going for another launch attempt here this evening. We are going to get updates as we get them. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the launch pad, and we will work on answering those live to the best of our ability as we continue throughout today's count. Take a moment, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. We're keeping an eye on making sure that we can patch in that live feed from Mission Control should we get it. But we did have that tweet come out about 10 minutes ago that they have reason for the hold has been confirmed, and they are going for another launch attempt here. So I do not expect a full launch coverage like we've seen earlier this evening, but I do expect them to live broadcast this, and we are waiting for that live view to show up on their feeds to media so we can bring that to you. So stay with us as we continue to monitor as ISRO continues to prepare for another launch attempt here this evening at 10:30. That is just 1 hour, 15 minutes from the abort time that they had set for today's flight. But at this time, we are currently trending go for the launch. We do have the T0 set, and we are awaiting live views from the first launch site at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in India, where the ISRO is preparing for today's test flight. Today's flight is the first developmental flight from the new India Crew program. It'll launch over the sea, conducting what it will be a escape abort test of their new system. So it will be a suborbital flight, flying to an apogee of 16 kilometers and traveling downrange to a maximum of 14 kilometers. The first stage will splash down about 6 kilometers downrange. The capsule via drogue chute and the main chute will touch down 10 kilometers downrange, with the kind of shroud and fairing around the capsule touching down 14 kilometers downrange. If you're just joining us, welcome back here to the launch pad. The launch countdown has resumed, and the ISRO is preparing to launch TV-D1 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in India. We have yet to have any more information from India Space Agency Research Organization, via their social media, but we are waiting for hopefully a live view. Quite interesting that we just got that singular tweet and no other information, but that would be 12 minutes from now that they are going again. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us as we continue to count down to that targeted time. We have confirmed that tweet from the official ISRO feed, and we are hoping that we will get that live broadcast and that they didn't send everybody home for this evening's test flight. This is the test flight TVD1, which will be a test platform of the validation of the crew escape system of the new crewed spacecraft. Clever girl, could it be an internal miscommunication? It absolutely could be. The launch director said they'd have to go out to the vehicle, but then we had information that it all of a sudden was going to be in 22 minutes time. So we are continuing to monitor that as we go through the count. We know that we have had an update to the system, and there we go. L minus 10 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting until the new targeted liftoff time of TVD1 from the first launch pad at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in India. If you're just joining us, they are going again for another launch attempt here based on the communications that we have seen from their social media. And we are awaiting more updates. As we get them, we are bringing those to you live, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you a live view from the launch site as well. It's not 10 days, so I'm just going to take that clock down until we have that updated back to the 10 minutes. But 9 minutes, 32 seconds from now is the targeted time of the new test flight, according to the ISRO. They did specifically say today in their update, and we're waiting to see if they will be able to get a launch broadcast up and running. I would be surprised if they didn't. They do generally live broadcast this. For those that were there on location, it's only been an hour and 15 minutes, so you're probably not going to be able to make it back to the viewing site, but may be able to see a live view from in the area. But via their social media confirming that the test time is 9 minutes from now, and we're waiting to have further updates on that as we continue through the count. Everything continuing via social media and all of our sources continuing to point towards this countdown being this time, and we're going to get that clock back up. There are 8 minutes, 45 seconds, and counting until launch here, and we are awaiting that, hopefully, a live broadcast. We wanted to get it live as soon as we could to bring you these updates, and we are awaiting that confirmation. No live stream has been released as of yet, but we are waiting for that to be released here shortly. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the launch pad, and we'll work on answering those live to the best of our ability as we continue through the remainder of the count. 7 minutes, 50 seconds, and counting. This is a very unique situation that we've not been through before, having notice of a launch this close to liftoff time. 25 minutes from the planned liftoff time is when they made the public announcement that the reason for the launch hold has been identified and corrected. Seems to point that it may have been an issue with the computer systems, as they would not have, I believe, had time to go out to the pad, fix it, and clear the pad. But it has been an hour and 15 minutes, so just under an hour from the time of the abort being called by the automated launch system. We're 7 minutes now from launch. No live broadcast has been released at this time. What we'll do is, to the best of our ability, we will bring updates, at least through the timeline of what we are expecting should we not have a live view. But we do have confirmation from videos inside Mission Control that this countdown clock is running, and they are going to be going for another launch attempt here this evening, as there was a ignition issue on the main stage, but they are going to Try again here. Liftoff now planned 10 a.m. local time, 12:30 a.m. Eastern, or 6 minutes 20 seconds from now. That countdown clock in the top right corner of your screen. Glad to have you all here. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, see if we can get to 100 likes. Mars, this is a weird one for sure. It really is. And Ayush, it did ignite. They had an attempted ignition. We saw that orange cloud that you never want to breathe come out and get sucked in. And there was that attempted ignition at 6 seconds to liftoff. But the automated launch sequence didn't like it and did abort the launch or call a hold to the launch. And that's what we're seeing here today. And now they say they have rectified it and are going for another attempt. And if we are going to get a live feed, I hope we get it in the next couple of minutes, because we are getting very, very close to this time. 5 minutes, less than 5.5 minutes now until liftoff. No other information from the ISRO, just that confirmation of a new T0, and that we are counting down to that. Worst case, we will take you through all the steps for today's flight and what we are expecting to see occur during today's timeline. We do have that all prepared for today. T-minus 5 minutes and counting until launch. Today's test, if you're joining us, is the in-flight abort test for the Crew Escape System, or CES. It'll occur at Mach 1.2 with the newly developed test vehicle and crew module. This will be testing the parachutes and the capsule and the abort system in preparation for crewed flights. The ISRO planning 20 major tests, including 3 uncrewed test flights of their crew capsule before flying their first crew in 2025 to low Earth orbit, and with the goal of having their own space station by 2035. Welcome back, Jessica. We are going again. Yes, we are. If you just joined us, David, I thought they had no window left. Well, they extended it, I guess. That is what we're seeing here. They have targeted a new T0, which is less than 4 minutes from now. And that is the last update that we had, was 4 minutes from now. So we are going to see what we can see, and hopefully have a live view inside the control room or the rocket. We are awaiting to see what we get. It is possible that this was... it's not an internal communication issue, because we have seen videos on social media of the countdown clock running now, and they tweeted it, or X posted it. So this is definitely happening real time. The question is, and this is ultimately I think what's going to come down to it, did they send everybody home? Did they send the broadcast team home? You know, it was earlier morning launch. They said they were going to have to go out to the pad, and we did not see that. But we're waiting to see if we do get some sort of live view from the ISRO for today's broadcast. But at this time, we have yet to have any sort of feeds released. We are monitoring the situation. T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. That new T0, 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. local. I do see people saying there is a live... It's live on YouTube. So there is no live coverage from ISRO yet on YouTube. There are live views. I guess some of the local TV stations have. But we are not able to rebroadcast other TV channels, unfortunately. T-minus 2 minutes and counting. I'm hoping ISRO will be able to get something up here in the final moments of the count for preparation. But at this time, there has been yet to be a broadcast released. We are now at T-minus 90 seconds to this test flight occurring, and still no live feed from the ISRO and no more information from the ISRO. So we're keeping an eye on that, and if we get something, we'll patch it in as fast as we can. If not, we're going to run you through what we know would occur during today's flight. Unfortunately, this may just be a situation of they sent everybody home. T-minus 60 seconds and counting for today's flight. Unfortunately, it may just play out that we do not actually get to see this abort test in real time, as we are now T-minus 30 seconds and counting. What we will do is we will run you through all of the timeline of events as they occur. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 6, that should be ignition. 4, 3, 2, 1. We should have ignition. We do not have a live view from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, unfortunately. T-minus 15 seconds into flight. SES separation should occur 60 seconds into flight. T plus 25 seconds. T plus 30 seconds. We are 15 seconds away from TV SES separation. We have had confirmation of liftoff. T plus 60 seconds, 60.6 seconds, TV CES separation has occurred. This is quite the scenario, as there are live views coming from inside the mission control room, but not from the official ISRO feed. We are following along, giving you live updates though. The CES CM is coasting. No live views from on board. All graphics occurring. 90 seconds into flight. Continuing to follow along with the events that are happening here. We have the separation. The CES CMS. The apex cover has separated. The crew capsule is rolling. And we have drogue chute mortar ignition. And we have confirmation of video showing good drogue chutes. And the abort system is separating from the capsule as well. We have 2 good drogue chutes on board. Once we get live views from ISRO, we will patch these in for you or post them. Apologies that we're not able to do so, but unfortunately, ISRO decided to not broadcast this launch. Very possible that they just sent people home and only media that were there still have access to the clean feeds. We are now counting down to main chute deployment. We have 2 good drogue chutes, 150 seconds into flight. But this, from this point of view, that is a good abort test. The capsule has separated from the first stage and is now under drogue chutes. Now just over 3 minutes into flight. It does seem to be quite a rocky descent from the clips that we are seeing. Waiting confirmation of those main parachutes deploying. I see some people saying they got a SpaceX thing. They do have a ripped off version of the SpaceX live broadcast in mission control right now. Oh, and they're live. They just went live. Let's patch this in. Bear with us. They have gone live on YouTube, which means we can use this feed. Apologies again for the delay. This was on the ISRO's timeline. And you're looking at live telemetry and views from inside mission control. You can see the good drogue chutes have deployed.
Next flight event will be triggered by sensing the altitude of 2.5 kilometers, which is the deployment of pilot chutes and then the main parachutes. We are at an altitude of 4.7 kilometers.
And I just looked. Unfortunately, it's not even that they set it to private. They literally just went live. So we're not even going to be able to do a replay until we get the full video. But we're looking at live views, awaiting main chute deployment.
ऊंचाई धीरे-धीरे कम होते हुए गति लगभग 50 मीटर प्रति सेकंड.
And there's a live view of the capsule under the two drogue chutes, awaiting main chute deployment. There you can see that SpaceX style overlay.
Plus 5 minutes.
Visuals of drogue chutes.
Released, main chute deployed.
And you see there the main chutes.
The drogue chutes have been released and pilot chutes have enabled the main parachutes to deploy. These main parachutes, which are 3 in number, are very, very large in size. 25 meters each.
खूबसूरत नज़ारा ये 3 मेन पैराशूट्स डिप्लॉय हो चुके हैं और यह वह अंतिम चरण है जब क्रू मॉड्यूल की गति को 8.5 मीटर प्रति सेकंड से कम ले आया जाएगा और क्रू मॉड्यूल टच डाउन करेगा.
To bring down the velocity of impingement in the sea to around 8.5.
Crew module in descent phase with main chute.
Plus 6 minutes.
Relative velocity now 12 meters per second. We are at an altitude of 1.6 kilometers.
परीक्षण पूर्व निर्धारित तरीके से जारी है. गति धीरे-धीरे कम होते हुए अब 15 मीटर प्रति सेकंड रह गई है और ऊंचाई 1.5 किलोमीटर्स.
Indian Navy team is readily deployed in the sea around the Sriharikota coast for quickest possible reaching to the crew module and then recovering it.
अंत में टचडाउन के पश्चात मेन पैराशूट को भी क्रू मॉड्यूल से अलग कर दिया जाएगा तथा क्रू मॉड्यूल अपने आसपास रंग बिखेर देगा जिससे इसे लोकेट करने में आसानी होगी. वहां सुरक्षित दूरी पर तैनात प्लस 7 मिनट भारतीय नौसेना के पोत इसके पास जाकर उसे रिकवर करेंगे.
The crew module is provided with flotation systems and it will be remaining afloat until the recovery crew reaches it. To aid in recovery, sea markers and location transmitters are provided to be identified at the quickest possible time.
यह सब एस्ट्रोनॉट्स को सुरक्षित पृथ्वी पर वापस लाने की प्रक्रिया है.
Crew module in descent phase with main chute.
यह डिसेंट फेज जारी है. मेन पैराशूट के साथ क्रू मॉड्यूल धीरे-धीरे नीचे आ रहा है. अब ऊंचाई 0.8 किलोमीटर्स रह गई है. प्लस 8 मिनट्स. टचडाउन की स्थितियां प्राप्त की जा चुकी हैं.
As we told you, 8.5 meters per second is the benign touchdown velocity. We are now observing around 9 meters per second velocity, while the altitude is around 600 meters.
सभी गतिविधियां पूर्व निर्धारित तरीके से पूर्ण हो रही हैं। इससे पता लगता है कि वैज्ञानिकों की गणना कितनी सटीक है, विश्वसनीय है, और उसका ही प्रदर्शन आज यहाँ किया जा रहा है। +9 minutes.
300 meters altitude.
ऊंचाई धीरे धीरे कम होते हुए 200 मीटर की ऊंचाई रह गई है। गति 5 मीटर प्रति सेकंड।
When the crew module touches down, eventually the main parachutes also will be released away from the crew module.
Impact is sensed.
Now the confirmation is available for a successful splashdown of the crew module.
यहाँ इसकी घोषणा कर दी गई है। क्रू मॉड्यूल को सुरक्षित टचडाउन करा दिया गया है बंगाल की खाड़ी पर। ये आप विजुअल देख सकते हैं, खुशी की लहर वैज्ञानिकों में।
Jubilant ambience in the Mission Control Center here at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota.
If you're just joining us, you are seeing a live view of splashdown of the new crew module from an in-flight abort test. This test, just over an hour and a half ago, aborted during ignition. ISRO quickly fixed the issue. 25 minutes notice to the public, announced the launch, and 4 minutes into flight went live with a live broadcast of it already in flight. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see launch. We expect to see those live views. I am very interested to hear from the launch director here on what he says. As an hour and a half ago, he said they'd have to go out to the pad. And here we are now, 11 minutes after liftoff, and a successful in-flight abort test of the new India's crew program, proving the crew escape system does work. The capsule has splashed down now in the ocean, having successfully completed its mission. Let's listen for an update here from the launch director, as well as some of the mission control teams of a successful flight. The first development flight of the new Gaganyaan program, sorry if I said that wrong, having launched a suborbital flight carrying their new crew capsule, proving the crew escape system. We're waiting for an update from the launch director, live from the ISRO mission control room. Let's listen in.
I'm very happy to announce the successful accomplishment of the TVD1 mission. The purpose of this mission was to demonstrate the crew escape system for the Gaganyaan program through a test vehicle demonstration, in which the vehicle has gone up to a Mach number, which is the speed of sound, slightly above that, and initiated an abort condition for the crew escape system to function. The crew escape system took the crew module away from the vehicle, and subsequent operations of the crew module separation from the crew escape system, all the parachutes opening, and touched down in the sea at the required velocity has been very well accomplished, and we have got confirmation of the data of all of this. And we will be further doing the approach recovery operations of the crew module to be collected from the sea, brought to the port by the ships. That activity will continue to happen. Till now, based on the data, everything has performed very nominally and perfect. I would also like to tell the reason for why we had a hold. We initially wanted the launch to happen at 8 o'clock in the morning, but there was some weather-related issues. We have rescheduled the launch to 8:45 a.m. But after going through the nominal liftoff process, there was a hold issued by the ground computer, which is called the automatic launch sequence computer, which detected a sort of a non-conformance for allowing the engine to continue the thrusting to further go. So this happened due to a monitoring anomaly in the system. So we could identify it very, very fast and correct it. And to make the stage ready, it took some time to refill the gases. And that once that has been completed, we went through the proper automatic launch sequence which checked the entire health of the vehicle. And finally, the mission computer and the ground checkout computer authorized the launch to take off, which released the rocket from the launch pad, and subsequent activities of the flight as well as the post termination abort sequence also got executed perfectly. So I'm very happy that our team could understand in case of any anomaly how to rectify and come back fast. And congratulations to everybody. This is a big training for the entire team here to prepare for the Gaganyaan program. I'm very happy that launch could take place today within the allocated launch window. And we will come back with more analysis and data of this mission on recovery of the crew module, which is happening now. We are having views from coming from the sea, from the drones, cameras which are being taking them. Before that, before we get any further updates, I would like to introduce the mission director, Sri S. Shivakumar, and the director of the crew module and crew escape system to you. So over to Shivakumar.
Thank you, Chairman ISRO. All center directors, senior members, MRR and FRR team, and all distinguished guests. It's like words are not coming up. Yeah. Sir, this is like never before attempt. It's a bouquet of 3 experiments put together, and we have now seen the fragrance and the characteristics of all 3 systems with what we wanted to test through this experiment or this mission. The test vehicle, the crew escape system, the crew module, everything I think we have perfectly demonstrated in the very first attempt, but for the initial hitch, but that's nothing of a problem at all. All the systems performed well. I thank you for all the support provided by the entire team of ISRO across all centers of VSSC, LPSC, IPRC, IASU, SDSC, HSFC, etc. Thank you all, sir. It was a penance for us for the last 3-4 years, and then we have reached the D-Day today. And it was a very happy occasion that we could make it on the very first attempt. Thank you.
Now, Mr. R. Hutton, he is the mission executive for the crew module realization, and also the mission director of the Gaganyaan.
Excellent. Hearty congratulations to all, my dear team ISRO and team India. As mission director has already said, I'm not getting any words to appreciate the whole team. In fact, it's as far as the Gaganyaan program is concerned, this is the first major milestone. In fact, this is going to be a great motivator for all of us in the Gaganyaan, cut across all the ISRO centers. And in this particular Gaganyaan, the most important is the safety of the crew. And the safety of the crew that has been demonstrated in this excellent mission, the test vehicle mission, where we have simulated an abort and how the crew escape system carries the crew module away like a bird is taking its chicken and then to a safe place. The Gaganyaan vehicle, though it is fully robust and reliable, but then we can't take anything to the chance. And therefore, if any malfunction happens, there has to be a system in the launch vehicle which is called the crew escape, which will take the crew module away and safely take the crew module and then land. This is what exactly has been demonstrated today in this first mission of the test vehicle. So at this moment, I would like to thank and congratulate the test vehicle project team led by Mr. Shivakumar, the mission director, his vehicle director, Mr. Shivamurugan, and all associated members of the project, the centers, not only from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, cut across all the ISRO centers who have contributed for this launch vehicle. It's a novel vehicle which has been derived from the liquid propulsion, the snap-on stage of the GSLV, but entirely it's a new architecture. And I also like to congratulate the escape what is made possible through the crew escape system, the team behind me, led by Mr. Sunil, as well as Mr. Anand, and all the centers who have contributed, and the crew module. The crew module, in fact, the total assembly integration has been done by the new center, Human Space Flight Center. The young team, which are in the 20s to 25s, that age group has totally done it. Of course, there are old seniors are also there who are young at heart, who are also guided them, not only from the Human Space Flight Center, but great support from VSSC and all other centers who have contributed many systems for the crew module. So I take this opportunity to congratulate all our teams at Human Space Flight Center and all the other centers of ISRO. And also the final leg, we have seen how the parachute got deployed at. Yes, sir? So I congratulate all the members who have participated in this mission, ADRD, as well as the DRDO agencies, as well as all the industries and other agencies. So let me thank once again and congratulations. Thank you very much.
The crew escape system is a very novel system. So the chief of the crew escape system design, Mr. Sunil.
Respected Chairman ISRO and all senior members, directors of centers. What should I say about this launch? It's such a perfect launch. We had a very good liftoff, and the crew escape system has functioned as it has planned. All the 4 motors fired, and the crew mode has come down with precision. So I'd like to take this occasion to thank all of the people who have worked behind this, the whole team, that is Team ISRO I can call, who has supported us all through this. We took around 2 to 3 months for completing all these activities at SHAR, and the people who have supported us and getting it is done. And I thank everybody, and thank you. Jai Hind.
I will also request the Director of the Human Space Flight Center, Mr. M. Mohan, to address very shortly.
Good morning to all. This has been the first opportunity for the Gaganyaan mission to commence its journey, a long journey in the future to come. And I'm extremely happy that this Gaganyaan crew module, what now we are showing it live, floating in the ocean around 10 kilometers from the coast. And this has been a great journey for the young team of HSFC, who has prepared the crew module, and from scratch to the final configuration, accommodating all the parachutes and all the systems, and including the onboard systems, and perfectly timing all the openings of the parachutes, of the drogue chutes, the main chute, and finally we were able to capture, through the support of the Indian Navy, who are now ready to recover the crew module from the ocean anytime, and pick it up to the ship and then move it to the port at Chennai. And we are keenly awaiting to see physically the crew module at Chennai port by evening today. So let me at this occasion thank all the centers and all the HSFC team members for having this excellent performance of the first milestone, major milestone of the Gaganyaan program. Thank you very much.
I request the Director of the VSSC Center, who is taking the responsibility to design this new vehicle, which is very unique in its configuration and shape, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair.
Good morning. The maiden flight of test vehicle along with crew module and crew escape system has been a total success, as we have seen. Though this is a small vehicle, it has got all the complex systems, and all the systems have worked normally. And the parachute system, you could see the parachute has got 7 mortars and then 10 parachutes. All of them worked. In fact, it is redundancies there, but everything was worked nominally. So I thank all ISRO centers, especially the Human Space Flight Center, because it is a major mission for the Gaganyaan, all industry partners, and ADRD as well as TBRL for the traveling with us for the parachute system realization. Thank you.
The new test vehicle, which is a liquid engine based stage, which is a very unique one. So this is the first time we have a liftoff of a rocket with a liquid engine firing as the booster stage. So the credit goes to LPSC, the Liquid Propulsion System Center, Dr. Narayanan, Director of that center.
Very good morning to all of you. It's a major achievement for ISRO and India that we have successfully accomplished a major experiment of crew escape system demonstration for the Gaganyaan program using a newly developed liquid propulsion based test vehicle. This is the 50th mission from the first launch pad. This mission had major new developments: the test vehicle, crew module, crew escape system, parachutes, and so on. The test vehicle is a new vehicle developed using modified Vigas engine-based air-storable propulsion system with 19 tons of propellant. a host of new developments like the realization of the crew module, crew escape system, separation system, avionics, parachute, mission design, and so on. The success of this mission is one of the major stepping stones towards the Gaganyaan program. The preliminary data shows perfect understanding and demonstration of the crew escape system meant for saving the crew in case of emergency. As the director of LPSC, which developed and realized this vehicle, along with IPRC and the chairman of the Mission Readiness Review, which reviewed the systems, really I feel so happy and satisfied on this occasion that we have accomplished a major achievement, and it is going to records of the ISRO. And on this occasion, let me congratulate and compliment all the ISRO team members, our partners from industry and other organizations, and our family members. Thank you. Jai Hind.
See, this mission had a very unique two inertial systems, one in the vehicle, one in the crew module. Both were operated very, very successfully, has a very unique way of two separate automatic launch sequence also running to make these two separate computational system work synchronously. And this inertial system is made out of the MEMS-based inertial navigation system, so done by Indian ISRO Inertial Systems Unit's Director, Sri Palma Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, the entire ISRO team, for making the first step of Gaganyaan journey so perfect by a successful simulation of a failure recovery condition. And I am very happy to say that all the inertial systems work perfectly fine. We had around 12 accelerometers and 15 gyros in this entire system, in two systems, one in test vehicle and the other in crew module. And I am happy to report that the entire system worked perfectly. So we have started the journey for the Gaganyaan, and I wish all the best for all of us for that first mission of Gaganyaan that is planned in the next year. Thank you all, and congratulations.
And finally, to conclude, the chief of this center, Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sri Rajarajan, who is the chairman of the Launch Authorization Board, who prepared new facilities and new equipments to assemble this rocket and make it ready for the launch. Over to you.
Thank you, Chairman. A very good morning and an excellent and good host to the entire team ISRO and all the people who have done an excellent job, like think, pause, and then start again. And a very good beginning. Well done. Actually, at this center, all the facilities have converged from various facilities, stakeholders, and last 3 months, we had an excellent test check, and it gives a very good confidence to start the Gaganyaan program in right earnest to achieving such a milestone. And a lot of activities are carried out in the new facilities of STC Shah, where all the facilities of crew escape system, modules, and even TV vehicle has been checked and thoroughly, along with all other programs. And it is a very good beginning and gives a lot of confidence. Keep it up. We will have a wonderful time again to have a successful Gaganyaan mission in the times again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will also wish to congratulate the vehicle director and also the chief of the design team for the rest of the vehicle elements, which is the avionics, the mechanisms, all done by a group called HTDG. So congratulations to them as well. So currently you can see in the video the team is approaching for the recovery of the crew module. So we'll come back with more visuals of those aspects of recovery, as well as bringing to the port a little later, and that will be posted through our other media. So we stop the transmission now, and thank you so much for joining this launch and waiting till this much of time with us to handle the hold and recovery operations as well. So we have started the journey of the Gaganyaan with this main launch of the test vehicle abort sequence, and this will be repeated multiple times at different conditions, and also will have an unmanned crew mission, unmanned Gaganyaan vehicle mission soon, the beginning of the next year. Until then, goodbye from Satish Dhawan Space Center. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, hearing from the chief of the ISRO Celebrations and Mission Control Room. The TV D1 test is complete and is a mission success. The first development flight of the new crew program is complete. 28 minutes, 50 seconds ago launch. We saw very quick view there of the recovery team around the capsule. That's going to do it for us here from our TLP Canada studio. Stay tuned. We're going to be posting videos of the launch and the entire flight once we get them. We've already put up shorts of the entire flight, so you can go check those out if you missed it. But once we get the full launch footage, we will release that as well. But from our TLP Canada studio, my name's Zach, and I will see you next time, because space is better together. Good night.